welcome again to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make for you chocolate brownies that are going to be brilliant for your Christmas lunch. I think they just taste fantastic, and with it I'm going to make like a chocolate ganache sauce kind of thing that goes with it. So I hope you really enjoy it, and that you'll try them out, and that they'll be a success like they were for me. So let's put our aprons on and get cooking. Hi guys, so these are our ingredients. We have here 225 grams of 70% dark chocolate. We've got 225 grams of butter, 3 eggs beaten, some erythritol. It's 200 grams of erythritol, 150 grams of almond flour, which I've just ground down. I've just taken almonds and I ground them down. I've got walnuts here, 100 grams of walnuts, and here we've got some vanilla extract. This is all you're going to need to make this recipe, and it's absolutely delicious. So we're going to put this all in the pot, put it into the oven, and then make the most delicious chocolate brownies. So to my pot now, I'm going to be adding my ingredients. The first thing I'm going to add is my chocolate, and we're going to melt this. I've got the pot on rather low. The heat is quite low, and then I'm going to add my butter to it as well. So I'm going to mix these so that I can melt down the chocolate and the butter together. It's going to take not a long time. My chocolate is melted. My chocolate and my butter is melted. Look how beautifully shiny that is. It is absolutely gorgeous. I wish you could smell it. It smells delicious. I'm going to add to this my 200 grams of erythritol. I've actually powdered this erythritol because erythritol tends to crystallize a bit, so it's not as easy to cook with xylitol, but I don't like using xylitol because obviously I've got animals. So I'm adding my erythritol to this, mixing that in. Make sure that it's all nicely mixed through. It's already looking really good. Look at that. Okay, and then I'm going to add my eggs, the 3 beaten eggs. I'm going to add to that. Your chocolate can't be too hot for this, otherwise you're going to cook your eggs. So just make sure that you do your chocolate melting on a really low heat. Also, if the chocolate's too hot, it's going to seize. It's going to go hard. So just do it carefully. A little bit of patience is all that it takes. Okay, that's mixed in quite nicely. I'm going to add my almond flour, or my ground almonds really. You get almond flour, and I don't know what's all in that almond flour, to be honest. But just make sure you just have ground almonds, normal ground almonds. Buy whatever almonds you can get the cheapest, and then just put them in your coffee grinder. It works really well. I've got a bullet. My husband bought a bullet because he likes making smoothies, like Banting smoothies, eh? So he puts in just mostly yogurt, and then a little bit of strawberries, and then he's good to go. Mixture is looking good, as you can see. Look at that. It's looking really good. It smells fantastic too. Smells awesome. I just need to get a teaspoon. I'm going to put into this 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. If you don't have vanilla extract, don't be too worried. Just use vanilla essence. I don't really like vanilla essence, but yeah, if you really don't have the extract, I think that'll be fine. Okay, just mix it. Make sure that you mix it through really nicely. Oh gosh, how awful! I've got a little bit on my finger, so I could taste it. Okay, so once you've got that, that's basically your mix. Now we're going to add the walnuts. Maybe what I should just do is just give them a bit of a chop. Just hang on a second, guys. Let me just get a board out of here and just give them a bit of a chop. Let me get my knife. Right, I'm just going to give them a little bit of a chop, and then we're going to put them in there. I'm just chopping the walnuts into manageable sizes because we want the walnuts right through the whole thing, but I don't chop them up very fine, just give them a slight bit of a chop, okay? You don't need to make them very fine. If you can't find walnuts, then you can use pecan nuts as well. Doesn't have to be. I've already made brownies with almonds before. I don't find them quite as nice. It's almost like they're not authentic. But yeah, so you're not restricted to walnuts. Okay, so now I've chopped up the walnuts and I'm just going to put them into the mix here. Okay, just make sure you get everything in there. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. I've put them in there, so we're just mixing them through now. Mix it through the mixture. Okay, now all that we need to do is that we need to put them into the baking dish and then bake them. This dish, I've buttered it and I've put baking paper in it. Just make sure that when you use the paper that it's actually baking parchment or baking paper and not sandwich paper, not the wax paper, because the wax paper, the brownies are going to stick to that and the wax is going to melt. So you just need to make sure. So I've got my mixture here, which I'm putting into. I'm putting in here, and so I'm going to just spread it out. Remember, I've greased this. I've greased this baking dish. I would normally not just use one of these. I would normally just use one that I've got, you know, a baking dish that I've already got. A baking pan, but I don't have one the size that I needed, so I went and I got this one. So just make sure that it's nice and that the mixture is nice and flat in the baking dish or baking pan. I suppose that's what it's called. So there we go. You'll see there it's in the baking pan all ready to bake. I've preset my oven at 170, round about there, sort of between 150 170, depending on where you live. In some areas obviously it's hotter, so I'm going to put this into the oven to bake now for about 20 to 25 minutes. Mustn't bake, it's not a cake, it's not gonna, it mustn't be completely baked through and cooked through and fluffy in the middle. It must actually be quite fudgy in the middle. So I'm going to put this in and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so I've taken the brownies out of the oven and this is what they look like. We are going to cut them up into nice squares and I'm going to make the chocolate ganache now that's going to go on top of them. So we're just going to let them cool down a bit. Still very hot. So we're going to let them cool down, cut them up into squares and serve them with some chocolate ganache on top. So our ingredients for our ganache is going to be 125 mils of hot milk, 50 grams of powdered erythritol, 75 grams of dark chocolate, and some good instant coffee, or I've just used an espresso, but whatever. I like putting that in there because it gives the ganache a nice taste. So I'm going to put these all together and then I'm going to show you how nice and glossy it comes out. And then obviously we're going to serve it with the brownies at the end. How to make the ganache. We've got our brownies over here that are busy cooling down. They came out really nicely. Let me just show you. They are quite hard on top, but they're quite firmish. They'll firm up as they cool down. And I'm boiling my cream here. Well, it's boiled now. So I'm going to put my chocolate into a bowl like that, and then on top of that I'm going to pour the cream, and I'm going to start mixing the cream into the chocolate. So just keep going because the cream is going to melt the chocolate, and then we're going to have a really nice thick chocolatey ganache. So right guys, so to this mixture I've added my chocolate, the cream, the powdered erythritol and the coffee, and it's really come out nicely. Look at that. Can you see? Oh, there's a bit of, just make sure that it's smooth and that it doesn't have all kinds of lumps in it. So just keep mixing it until it's all smoothed out. You can warm it again a little bit in the microwave if you want to. What I sometimes add to this is a little bit of butter. I like it because it enriches it, it makes it even nicer. And I also add sometimes a little bit of cocoa powder, which also enriches it even more. But if you're very worried about carb count, then I wouldn't add the cocoa powder. It's a little bit higher in carbs. So this is good. Look at that. Looks really good. It's going to be fantastic on top of our brownies. Anyway, that's what it looks like now. So let's carry on cooking. So guys, look how great these chocolate brownies look. Okay, I haven't cut them up so nicely, but I must tell you, they are absolutely delicious. I'm going to show you one on a plate here. Look at the nuts inside them. They are just so good. Oh my actual word, they are absolutely delicious. I'm going to dress up the plate a little bit and show you how to serve them. You see how nice and rich and fudgy they are? Just look at that. That is so yum. I think these are gorgeous. I really think they look lovely. I've just added a few raspberries on there and a mint leaf and a quenelle of ice cream. I think I said cream earlier on, but it's actually ice cream. So there we go. There you can see your delicious chocolate sauce, and yes, don't they look gorgeous? So that's it guys, the chocolate brownies are made, the chocolate sauce is made. I think that it's going to make an excellent addition to your Christmas table. They are completely Banting friendly, and now if you look at the bottom of this video, you're going to see a little thing that says subscribe. Please go and subscribe so that you know when the next videos are coming out. You'll get a notification from YouTube, and yeah, please leave me a comment. I'd like to know if you've made them and how it went and how they tasted. I hope that you're successful with them, and bye. Thanks so much for joining me, and please join me again next time when we make some more lekker Banting